Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing? Did you guys all have a good weekend, I hope? Before we get started today, you all can go ahead, find a nice comfortable seat on your mat. I like to sit up on a block. If you've taken my class, you've heard me say that just about every class, but it raises my hips a little bit and gives me a better line from like hip to knee, a little diagonal. Sitting on the ground is just fine though, but just a suggestion for you guys to try out. You're gonna need a mat, possibly a block, pillow, no strap today. Actually, yeah, you're going to need a strap or a towel or even a t-shirt, something that you can hold at this distance that you're going to use to pull on your legs later today. I wanted to start this class to talk to you guys about something that's just as important as moving your body, and that is nutrition and food. And the reason I want to talk about it is because right now, during this period of time, more than I saw last year or even a few months ago, everyone's kind of perking up as far as getting back in shape, I guess. And for a lot of people during the last 2 years, their lifestyle completely changed. And for some of us, in fact, I see a lot of people, they became a lot more sedentary. They ate more, not as mindfully, perhaps. For myself, I lost my father at the start of the pandemic, and my grief manifested as kind of eating my feelings and drinking a lot more. I think a lot of people are drinking a lot more alcohol than they used to, and I've started to see a lot of people trying to shift that. And part of that is getting into some sort of physical practice like yoga, or going back to the gym if they're open, or various things. Finding what works for your body as far as physical fitness, so important. Everybody's going to find like something they love to do with their body, and it's something that I push all of my clients towards. Find the thing that you actually enjoy doing, not the thing that you dread doing. For me, it's yoga, it's spin class, it's dancing, it's roller skating. But food is that one of those complicated things, and diet is also one of those complicated things. And I'm going to give like a very standard disclaimer that I usually give at the beginning of when I talk about food and dieting. If you have something that works for you and your body and your health, and you can do it sustainably and you're happy, cool. Do that thing. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a licensed nutritionist, so take everything I'm saying as general friendly advice. But as someone who has fought her weight her entire life, and has come out of it with being able to sustain my weight now, I know a thing or two. And I'd like to save you some heartache. First thing is, and I tell all of my nutrition clients this: diets suck. Diets suck. The reason diets suck is because we've all done them, right? We've all gone on a diet to lose 20 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds. And I would bet every single person here has gone on a diet and has accomplished that. They've lost the weight. Awesome, yay. But then what? And it's that then what that's the problem, because unless you're doing something that you're comfortable and happy doing for the rest of your life, you're going to revert back to the way you were living before you did this diet that was restricting or counting or excluding certain foods or something. It's just human nature to go back to the way we were doing it before. So I bet everyone here has also gained all of the weight back and probably some additional pounds. The diet industry loves that. They love when we go on a diet, lose all the weight, gain it back, and then do the next thing that makes them more money. The diet industry was not created to build healthy bodies and healthy lives. The diet industry was created to make money off of our bodies at the sake of our health. So I strongly urge you not to go on any of these big crash diets. I gave my disclaimer, if you've got one that works for you and you're happy and you can do it, keep doing it. But for the majority of you that have done these and are considering them, I would like to suggest instead, if you ask an 8-year-old, 6-year-old, kids, what do I need to do to be healthy? What are they going to say? Almost all of them. Drink more water, eat vegetables, be big, strong. Like, kids know. Like, we all know what we need to do. It's the unwillingness to do it. And one of the easiest things that you can do to improve your health today, drink more water. It's the most cost-effective way I know of improving your health that you can just do now. Buy a gallon jug from Amazon, fill that jug up at night, put it in your fridge, and then fill it. Like, so I refill this guy 5 times throughout the day from my gallon jug. Non-negotiable. I'm going to get through that water every day. And if I have additional things, like I have coffee and I do drink pre-workout, but that gallon a day is non-negotiable and will improve my health in small increments over time. As far as food goes, I want you to try to shift your thinking a little bit. Instead of thinking about the things you have to take away from your diet, the things you have to restrict, instead think of the things that you can add. I think that most of us, human beings hate being deprived. We hate it. And our brains get bored and we get resentful of these diets over time. So instead, I encourage all of my nutrition clients to add things into their diet that they know are good. So a lot of times that's like, add more salad, add more fruits and vegetables. By consuming more of those, you will over time naturally consume less of the things that we all know, we know the things that we're not supposed to eat a lot of, but our bodies get used to doing it. And then it becomes, listen, eating is fun and eating is satisfying. And it's not just an experience where we're eating to survive. We're eating because it's enjoyable. So add things that you actually enjoy that you know are good for you. And again, this is a compound effect. It's small things over time compounding into bigger results. If you go on something that you're severely changing everything in your life all at once, your success rate later is going to be less. Now, for me, when my dad passed away, I put on 20 pounds. And since then, I'm chipping away at it, but I'm not in any rush to like, I have to lose 10 pounds in a week. You know what I mean? Because I know for my own body, I was once over 300 pounds. If I do something really drastic like that, I will eventually yo-yo back up because I will resent it. I'll go right back to the habits I had before. But instead, if I just make these simple changes, drinking more water every day, it's annoying, you have to pee more, but choose your hard. Is it harder to be in a body that's uncomfortable? Or is it harder to pee more often every day? And I should have said this before. The size of your body has no connection to your worth. My goal in life is to make people live healthier, longer lives, and I don't care what package that comes in. I think that we tie way too much into what we look like instead of how we feel and how our joints are moving and all that. So again, drink more water, eat more things that you know are good for you. And as with like vegetables, like I like a big plate of food with dinner. If I make a whole bunch of roasted vegetables that I actually enjoy eating, they're going to fill up my stomach a lot more, but they're way lower in calorie than those other things. So I naturally eat less of those things, not right at first because we're used to the nomming of all the things, but over time it helps if I'm adding in and not taking away, not restricting, not depleting. That is my nutrition advice for you. The fad diets, the supplements, the shakes, the patches, the wraps, nonsense. They're nonsense. They're built to take away your money. And I have fallen for all of them. So I can tell you as a professional dieter, they're all nonsense. Diets suck. They will not get you what you want. I hope this helps most of you. I think almost all of you have talked to me at some point about wanting to get back into shape, wanting to get back into like some sort of healthier routine, and food is just as important as moving your body. Sitting up nice and tall, legs crossed, hands on the knees, close those eyes, and tuck that chin down to your chest. Just starting to warm up that neck. Then take the gaze to the sky. Over to the shoulder. And the other shoulder. Half circles. And as we're warming up our back and our neck, starting to lengthen our inhales and exhales. Good, neutral spine. Inhale, take those arms up. Take the gaze overhead. Interlace those fingertips. Really press towards the ceiling. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, taking it over to the side. Long, smooth breaths in and out. Other side. One more each side. Good. Shake out those arms. Let's swing them back and forth. Starting to warm up those shoulders. Good. Shoulder rolls back. And forward. Good. Just go ahead and shut those eyes. Hands back on the knees. Long inhale in through the nose. Exhale, sigh. One more. Inhale. Exhale, sigh. In through the nose, out through the nose. From now on, long breaths in and out. And as we sit here, I want you to set an intention for your practice today. An intention can be a word that you focus on, a quote, something that you are looking forward to later in the day, but something that you can come back to throughout your practice when your mind starts to wander. Inhale in. And exhale. Sometimes for me, when I have a hard time picking out an intention for my practice, I'll focus on someone that I love. And coming back to them over and over again helps me. Go ahead and let the eyes flutter open. If you have anything on your yoga mat, you're going to clear it off. We're going to come to all fours. Scooch, scooch. Good job. Stacking those hips right over the knees. Your fingertips are going to be wide. We're going to externally rotate those wrists out just a little bit. On the inhale, you're going to drop that belly, lift that chin. On the exhale, push all the air out around that spine. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Do a couple more at your own pace. Maybe slower, maybe a little bit faster. We all have a slightly different cadence when we're breathing. Do one less. Good, nice neutral spine. We're gonna do barrel rolls. So it's coming around the side of the body. Almost like we're hula hooping, but slower. And then reverse it. You can bend those elbows as you come down. Waking up that belly and that spine. Good. Inhale. Tuck those toes. You're going to lift those hips into your first downward facing dog. Keep those knees soft. Pedal out those feet. Long breaths in and out. Good. Come up on those tippy toes. Bend both of those knees. Look towards the top of your mat. And then straighten. Inhale. Come on those toes. Bend both knees. And straighten. One more. Two breaths here. Go ahead and drop your knees to the mat. Your big toes are going to touch behind you. You're going to sink those hips back towards your feet, really reaching towards the top of your mat as you fall into a child's pose. Child's pose is always here for you. This is your resting pose if you need a break. Coming back to that intention. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, coming back to all fours. Stack those hips right over those knees. Inhale, tuck those toes. As you exhale, lift those hips, downward facing dog. Maybe play with sinking those heels down just a little bit farther this time and pedaling out those feet, twisting that torso as you pedal. Good. Taking baby steps, walk towards your hands. Once you get there, you're going to roll to a stand, stacking those vertebrae one at a time. Shoulders come last, up, back, down. Good. Shake it out. Standing nice and tall in Tadasana, your feet are hip width distance apart. You're standing very stable. This is like a very strong pose. So find your balance here. Your toes are the front corners of your box. The heels are the back corners. And you'll find it once it locks in. And most of us, when we naturally stand, we tend to pitch our weight a little bit onto one foot or the other. So standing nice and tall, distributing that weight evenly. Inhale, swing those arms up. Exhale, forward. Keep those knees bent. Inhale, lengthen that spine. Nice long tabletop. On the exhale, you're going to come down to a plank. If you're new or this is too much, take those knees down to the mat. Hugging those elbows in tight to your chest. It'll lower all the way down to the mat onto your belly. Untuck those toes so that they're flat and take your cheek to the mat. Give those hips a rock back and forth. Hands are right underneath the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift up that spine. Just the upper chest and your shoulders come off the mat like a string is pulling your head back. Exhale, back down. Inhale, up, baby cobra. Exhale, back down. Last one, inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, back down. On this one, inhale all the way up, upward facing dog, upper thighs, chest, everything comes off the mat. Exhale, back down. Inhale, upward facing dog. This time, maybe try to pull those thighs off the mat so that you're on the backs of your feet. All the way back down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tuck those toes, lift those hips, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Last one, inhale and exhale. Pouring all the weight into that left foot, take that right foot all the way up to the sky. Breathing here. You can stay right here. You can stack those hips on top of each other, bend that knee, opening up the hip to the side. Inhale, square those hips. Take that right foot down. Take 1 breath here. Pour all the weight into that right foot. Take the left leg to the sky. You can stay right here. You can stack those hips on top of each other, bend that knee. Good. Square those hips. Take that leg down. 3 breaths here. Baby steps, top of the mat. Roll to a stand. Shoulders come last. Up, back, down. His legs will not stay up. And I see we have a chat comment. Go ahead and grab water if you need it. Do you recommend intermittent fasting? Excellent question. Intermittent fasting. It's not for everyone. I do very lazy IF in that I still have coffee in the morning, but that's it. I don't actually eat a meal until usually like noon, sometimes a little earlier, but usually noon. So it definitely works for me. I do my meals between noon and 6, and then I fast after that. It works for a lot of people. What I generally recommend is give it a try, see how you feel, see how your energy is. But it's not for everyone. There are some people that really need calories in the morning, and especially before they work out. So again, not a doctor. See what works best for your body. Physiologically, we're all so different that what works for me might not work for you. But yeah, intermittent fasting, I suggest trying it. Inhale, swing those arms up, nice and tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen that spine. Exhale, place those palms, step back to a plank. Holding this plank for 10 seconds. Take those knees down if you need to. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it to a downward facing dog. Two breaths here. Roll it forward to a plank, 10 seconds. Knees down if you need to. 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Good. Walking to those hands. And we're gonna roll to a stand. Shaking it all out. You're gonna take your right foot back, but it's not gonna be at a 45 like we've normally done. You're gonna leave the foot on the mat so that you're here. Then you're gonna take that front foot over up, just like half a step, bending both of those knees. Arms come up, high lunge. Breathing here. Two more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Go ahead and take your hands down to the mat. You're going to lower that back knee all the way down. Untuck those toes. Take your right hand on the inside of that left foot and open up the left to the sky. Good. One more breath here. Take both hands on the inside of that foot. You're gonna hop back up on the ball of that back foot, straighten that leg out. You're in a low runner's lunge. Now you're gonna take that left hand back to the sky. This one's more rough. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Both hands to the inside. Take that knee back down. Untuck those toes. You're going to swing that left leg back, sealing those knees together and pressing back to a child's pose with the knees pressed in towards each other. One more breath here. Inhale, come to all fours. Stack those hips right over those knees. Tuck those toes, downward facing dog. Walk, or you can hop to the top of your mat. If you want to hop, you're going to bend both knees, jump. I slid my mat. Jump to your hands and then roll to a stand. Most people are going to still take the baby steps. Doing the same thing on the other side. Take that left leg back. You're on the ball of your foot. And bend both knees, arms up, high runner's lunge. You should be feeling that all right here. Don't let your thighs do all the work. Tighten that core up. Gauge those glutes. When you tighten your core, it's like you're doing a crunch. Draw that belly button towards your spine. Inhale. And exhale. One more in. And out. Take those hands down to the mat. Gently lower that knee all the way down. Untuck those toes. Left hand on the inside of that right foot. Open up that right arm to the sky. One more breath here. Both hands come to the inside. Come back up on that ball, that foot, straighten that back leg out. You're in a low runner's lunge. Take that right arm back up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale. I know this one's rough. Inhale, take both hands down. Lower that knee to the ground. Untuck those toes. Swing that right leg back. Knees are pressed together. Child's pose. Good. Knees are still together. Coming up on all fours. Reach those hands forward. Drop that belly. Arch that back. If you're looking up at me, you can see this is puppy pose. Really stretches out those shoulders. Good. Walk those hands back. Tuck those toes, lift those hips, downward facing dog. Walk or hop to the top of your mat. Roll to a stand. Shake it out. Grab water if you need it. Do a couple balancing poses to open up the hips. And then I'm taking you down into pigeon. Everybody loves pigeon. And if you don't, you probably will eventually. Once your hips get that openness, that flexibility, it's a very, it's a pose that does all the work for you. So you feel the strain, but it's a good one, if that makes sense. Standing nice and tall in Tadasana. You're gonna take your right foot, you're gonna cross that ankle over that left knee, balancing on that left leg. Spot something in the room that's not moving. Hands to heart center, and then you're gonna bend that knee, sinking into it like you're sitting in a chair. Really tighten those glutes in this one. 5 breaths of your own. Last one. Good. Straighten that leg. Take that leg down. Shake them out. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. Crossing that left ankle over that right knee. Spot something that's not moving. Hands to heart center. Bending that right leg. Sitting in. Really push that butt back like you're sitting in a chair. Long, smooth breaths in and out. Come back to that intention. So when we're doing these harder poses, our brains kind of go haywire sometimes. Big soothing thoughts. Last breath here. Straighten that leg. Take that leg down. Shake it out. All right, I'm going to show you a variation for this. Then I'm going to show you the full expression of the pose in case you want to try it. So all you're going to do is you're going to pull that right knee up and into your chest. Then taking that right hand on the inside of the thigh, right in that groove where your knee is, you're just going to open the hip up. Other hand's going to come to your waist, nice and tall, squaring those hips to the front of the room. Just try to open up that hip. And holding this for 5 breaths. If you'd like to try the full pose, let's see if I even have the balance for this one today. If you've seen my Instagram stories, I do this every morning. So the full pose is you're going to grab this right foot, you're going to catch the big toe with your 3 fingers. Bear with me. Spotting something that's not moving in the room. You can stay right here, or you can open the hip up to the side. I see someone shaking their head no. Okay, so for the other side, for like the basic one, you're gonna hug that left knee into the chest. Take that left hand on the inside, grab that groove where that knee is, and you just open up that hip. Just balancing here. One more long breath. Good. Take that foot down. Go ahead and take those legs about wider than hip width. We're going to slowly sink down into a squat. Keep that back straight. Swing those arms up like chair pose, but a little bit wider. Good. And then go ahead and take those hands all the way down to the mat and then straighten the legs slow. Good. Bend those knees. Take the arms up. Straighten those legs. Shake it out. Let's see. All right. Pigeon, what everybody's been waiting for. Shake it all out. Standing nice and tall. Inhale, swing those arms up. Really graceful. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen that spine. Instead of stepping back to a plank, go ahead and just step back to a downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. Now when you're ready, take that right leg to the sky, bend that knee, swing that leg through so that that right ankle comes to that left hip crease. Untuck those back toes, lengthen that back leg. Coming up nice and tall on those fingertips. And then forward fold. Resting here for several breaths. Again, smooth inhales and exhales. Our heart rates are coming down. Three more breaths here. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Good. Slowly walk those hands back. You're going to come up on those fingertips. You're going to tuck those back toes. Lift that knee off the ground. And then you're going to swing that right leg all the way up. And then back down to a downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. And then you're gonna take that left leg to the sky, bend that knee, swing that leg through. The ankle is gonna come to your right hip crease. Untuck those toes on that right leg, extend that leg fully. And I'm up nice and tall in those fingertips, and then forward fold. Three more breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Walk those hands back, coming up on those fingertips. And tuck those back toes, lift that knee up. Swing that left leg all the way up. Arm down. Downward facing dog. Good. Lock to those hands. Roll to a standing. Grab water, and I want you to grab that strap or shirt or whatever you're going to use. And have a seat on your mat. I'm going to have to use a shirt because I did not grab a strap. Yeah, just like something like this will work great. Go ahead and have a seat on your mat. Legs extended in front of you. Gonna catch that right foot, planting that left sole on the ground. Slowly rock your way back. Then extend that right leg, really pulling on the ball of that foot. On each exhale, maybe pulling a little bit more. Good. With your right hand, take both ends of the strap, shirt, whatever you have, gently pull that hip out to your ability. No sharp pain. Some of you will be shocked how far out your hip will go. So be gentle on yourself. Long breaths here. Good. Slowly bring that leg back in. Both hands. Taking that left leg to the sky, you're going to exchange spots. Put that ball of the foot right in the strap. Take that right leg down. On the exhales, pulling just a little bit more. Good. Taking both ends in that left hand, slowly opening up that hip. Try to keep that right leg planted where it was. You'll know when you've hit that limit. Beautiful. Slowly coming back up. Both hands, one on each end. Take both feet on the inside of it. And I want you to gently pull just so that your lower spine is off the mat. You can bend the knees if you need to. Give a gentle sway. Beautiful. Release the feet from the strap. Take both soles of the feet down to the mat. Butterfly those knees out. Both hands on the belly. Long breaths in and out. Just feeling how that feels, how much more open the hips are now than at the beginning. Inhale, take those arms overhead. Give a nice stretch on the sides and that belly. Inhale. And exhale. Don't try to hold in that stomach. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Bring the soles of the feet onto the mat. Then tuck in those knees to the chest. Grab onto the knees. Give that spine a rock back and forth. It's been doing a lot of work today. Good. Holding onto that left knee, extend that right leg all the way down to the mat. Take that right hand, draw that left knee across your body. Your spine lifts off the mat. As your knee doesn't have to hit the floor, by the way, it can hover. Open up that left arm like a wing. Twisting out the back. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Slowly coming back so that your back is flat on the mat. Hug both those knees in. Give that back a rock back and forth. Holding on to that right knee, extend that left leg all the way down to the mat. Take that left hand on the outside of that right knee, draw it across your body. Your back lifts off the mat. Open up that right arm like a wing. Last breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly rolling so that back is flat. Both knees come into the chest. Give them a last squeeze. And slowly extending those feet to the corners of the mat. Hands can come alongside your body, palms up, or on your belly, wherever your hands are most comfortable here. And starting with your ankles, I want you to slowly roll them out. Make sure that they're all relaxed. Loosen those knees. Check in on that spine. Make sure all of your tension is out of the body. Give that head a little shake, no. Eyes are shut. And we're going to let go of those long inhales and exhales. Just letting your breath come in and out naturally. Just letting the floor hold you. You've done all of the work. Now I want you to relax. And as you lie here, your mind wanders. Come back to that intention or that person that you love. And when it's time, I will call you out of it. Slowly starting to come back. Moving those fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Take those arms overhead, big good morning stretch. Leaving that right arm up, go ahead and curl onto your right side, cushioning your head with that arm. When you're ready, make your way to a seated position. Legs crossed, hands on the knees. We're going to take 2 breaths to close the class. In through the nose, out through the mouth with a sigh. Inhale. One more. Namaste. I hope this class was good for you. I hope to see you in the next one. And give some thought to what I said. Drink more water and think more about the things that you can add in to your diet or your nutrition, your daily food intake that you actually like, that you know is healthy, instead of focusing so hard on the things that we have to deprive ourselves of. All right. I'll see you next time. Love you guys.